Hey guys, welcome to our Monday recap. It is February 1st, 2021, and in this video I'd like to go over the stocks that we covered in our Sunday night recap, and that's going to be Apple, Tesla, Palantir, Gamestop, and AMC. With that said, I hope you guys had a wonderful start to your week. Me personally, I was a little nervous about coming in today. I don't know why, I just felt like certain things, the way I didn't really sleep too well last night. You know, you have some of those days where you come into a trading day and you're kind of like, I don't know if today is the right day for me. And fortunately, there were some great solid plays on all the stocks that we've covered, and it was another solid day for myself. Very happy with it. You know, again, if you walk away green, guys, within the first half hour, 1 hour, just walk away. You know, a lot of times I like to just stick around and kind of see what the market's doing. But a lot of times, you know, the first hour is really where all the fun action is, and then everything else just gets kind of boring unless there's some like headline that comes out. So, you know, don't take that red day or that green day, make it a red day. And so my biggest advice for you guys, if you are trading the first hour, potentially before a job or something that you may have, you know, just trade the first hour and walk away. You know, it's fun trading and it's fun watching, you know, but the more you sort of stay and watch, there's more of a chance that you might get yourself into a situation that you regret. And of course, it happens to all of us, which is why I'm telling you not to do that. So anything I advise is usually because we, you know, like we used to say in my college, you learn by doing, or what I'd like to say is we learn by screwing up. So with that said, guys, let's jump right in. So we are just recording right before the market closed. Like I said, I've been done for a couple hours now, so I just wanted to get this out. And so for Apple, you know, we mentioned that we had a soft sort of dab buy at 130, which we got on Friday. And right off the, you know, the open, we had this massive dump on the stocks, right? So we had this gap up today. We filled the gap. And on this massive dump, you know, like we always talk on this channel, is you have, you know, great support at the 130 level. And so same song and dance. I was just buying calls down here, and I didn't have the patience to wait for them. I could have waited for the complete retracement. You can see that today's high was kind of the resistance on the pre-market. And I could have waited, probably could have, this was probably about a 70-cent move, and I probably went for about 25 cents. And, you know, again, as a day trader, we're doing some scalp trades. We're letting some trades work for themselves. But, you know, to be honest, I didn't expect that it would do a full retracement, right? AMD did the same thing, right? It sold off and it did a full retracement back to the pre-market highs. And so we should maybe potentially see some, you know, continued upside. And you can see it's actually closing today, as of right now, right above the 20-day moving average, which is great. Okay, so that might be a good potential for upside. And the longer this wick is, the longer we see of a rejection of that price and really the buyer stepping in. And of course, it's Apple. We're not worried about it. But, you know, we still see this negative momentum. And you can see that we came from a really high RSI where we were overbought. So, you know, we're going to bounce off of this level here at about 45 or 47, excuse me. So, you know, let's see what Apple gives us this week. And if we can continue to see some upside and trade above the 20-day, then we're back into bullish sentiment. But with that said, guys, you know, I just did one call trade today. Didn't do anything too crazy like I did on Friday, where I mentioned I did 3 rounds of trading. And then for Tesla, you know, this is one of the issues when you trade too many tickers, is that you miss great plays. And I mentioned on Friday recap that I actually bought Tesla at 795 here on Friday, and I had to sit on my hands waiting for the trade. Okay, so a lot of times when you have key price levels, you're waiting for that level to come up, and for me it was 795 on Friday, got filled, and I think I mentioned I was instantly up 4 points. Well, same thing here today. You can see that it dumped on the second. This is a 15-minute chart, and again, we had this longer wick, so complete rejection of the price, and we hit a low 795, and we completely retraced, and we broke the pre-market highs. So it was a good sign for Tesla. I'm still not convinced that we're completely back to being bullish on Tesla. I still feel like we need to fizzle out some more sellers out before we really get back into a new leg up over 900. But, you know, regardless, we bounced off the 780 level on Friday, and today we had the 795, which was a solid play, and now we're trading over the SMA line, so that's great. And you can see on the RSI, on the 15-minute, even the 5-minute, but, you know, in some cases the 1 minute, we're overbought. So I expect that, you know, it could be a dead cat bounce. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see where it lies, and, you know, we'll see what these levels do as the week progresses. And you can see that the channel is being sort of coming together on the Bollinger Band, so we can start trading between a level and then potentially bounce off of this 50 as it comes up. And let's see, you know, where we go. Okay, Palantir, I did do a play on this as well during the morning dump, so I did buy some shares here for a scalp play as well. And again, like most stocks, a lot of these stocks recovered their morning losses. And so I was buying shares here and just sort of selling them back on the retracement. And, you know, we identified a series of key levels here. I mean, 32 has been a solid level. So anything in 32 is great. I was literally waiting for 32.65 was my entry, excuse me, and the bottom today was 32.58. I am not saying by any means, please do not bottom tick. Do not top tick and bottom tick stocks. That's not something that I do. That was my specific level. We know that, again, as indicated in this thin line, that our DAB play for Palantir is 32 in the 32s. So if you're at 32.50, 32.65, it doesn't really matter, okay? As long as you get the play that you want, whether it's $1 or 50-cent play, whatever play you're looking for, as long as you have that risk to reward ratio, it doesn't matter if you got in at, you know, 33 or 32.58, it doesn't really matter. But my price level specifically was 32.65. Got that, sold it on the way up. Again, like most plays, could have probably held them a little bit longer, but it wasn't part of my game plan, wasn't part of my risk plan, and I was trying to manage some other trades. And so with Palantir, again, you know, like we said, I expect that we're going to continue to hold up key levels above 30 most likely until earnings, and then I expect some type of sell-off. And then of course we have the lockout period that we talked about, where a lot of sellers who own pre-IPO are going to be releasing shares. And so we just want to be careful that we'll see the market, the stock tend to, you know, sort of go downwards because of the fact that we have a lot more shares on the market and we have a lot more selling pressure. Okay, but you can kind of see that we're constantly getting rejected at these higher prices. So we can kind of find a good bottom here at 32 has been solid as of last week. We identified the level here that it just constantly was bouncing off of that level. Okay, so hopefully that was a good play for you guys. Again, if you're someone who likes to play options, you can buy calls, you know, and those should be fine at this level, at the 34, 33 level, up in the 40s. And like I said, I would buy them within the next couple weeks, and I would expect some type of rebound once we can really bounce off one of these channels. I know we've bounced off of 32. I would ideally like to see 29.50 if it came. But again, we'll see if it happened like it did last Monday, where we had this sort of, you know, rejection and that flash crash. Okay, so for that, guys, again, you know, it was down over like 6% earlier. Now it's down 3%. Not really that exciting of a day. Not as much volatility as we saw, you know, these 2 days here on I think it was Wednesday and Thursday last week. GameStop, what I call the gamble play. You know, we identified again this sort of $200 level, which you can see we sort of had bounced in the morning. And, you know, again, you know, from 324 to 215, you know, that's $100 loss. Like if you're up here holding full size and you see your portfolio go down, you know, your stock go down 30%, I mean, I personally would probably have a heart attack. I'm just kidding. But, you know, hopefully you have stop losses. I know my brother, he mentioned he traded GameStop. He had a stop, which is great. He ended up making some money. And, you know, again, a minute candle will have a 10-point influx. It could even have 15 points. So you could go up and down 10 points in a minute candle, right? So this is just crazy amount of volatility. And so, you know, a lot of people, I mentioned, if you gap up, you tend to flush in the morning, and that's what happened today. As we mentioned in our videos, if you gap up or you trade a little bit higher, and in this case it was maybe a little less flat, but you can see we validated that level first thing in the morning, and then we had this sort of bounce, and now we're kind of coming back to that level. Okay, so we're starting to see some true weakness in GameStop. Okay, we weren't able to hold that 300 level, so we probably could maybe even identify, you know, that there's going to be some resistance level right here in the 320, 330 range. Okay. And so, you know, once we break 200, guys, this thing can come down crashing in no time, right? Just back to where we were trading last week. And then AMC, I did trade AMC today. Same thing as I mentioned before on last week's video, is on these flushes, I'm selling puts out of the money. Again, $8. I don't mind holding on to AMC at $8 or even 10. And so I'm just selling puts. And I mentioned last week too, is if you get in a situation where your put gets exercised, just so you know, because of the volatility of AMC, if you check every Friday, you know, at the 8 level or the 10 level, whichever level you're trading, the calls are going for $300-400 a contract. So what does that mean? It means that if I have to exercise a put because this Friday AMC closes, let's say, below $10 and I have a $10 put, well, guess what? Now I own 100 shares at $10. And if, let's say, AMC is at like $9, you would say, well, aren't you down 100? Well, not necessarily, because I got paid premium, which right now is about, let's say, $250, $200 to own that 100 shares. Okay, so this stock is gonna be volatile, and even if I own it, I can sell the next week, next Friday's expiration, for another $200-300. So this could be something if you're long-term AMC, because you believe in movie theaters, you believe that they're going to come back, you believe, you know, with the extra financing that AMC locked in, that it's not going to go anywhere. You can hold on to it. You could be a bag holder and still make money every Friday selling premium on what you own. Okay, so this is where we can start talking about assets and actually making money off of shares, and not just bag holding, sitting waiting for this thing to go up. So again, I'm just selling puts right down here. Okay, I'm selling puts, and I don't mind, and I'm not, they're stress-free trades. I did day trade it, and I also just sold some more going into closing that I can either cover tomorrow, or like I said, I can cover this week, later this week, whenever that chance comes. Okay, but I'm waiting for flushes to sell them because they're worth more. Okay, they're not worth more when they're up here. The closer they get to your strike price, the more they're going to be worth. Okay, all right guys, well, with that said, we're about to close. I hope you guys had a great day, and once again, if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.